The day will come when Jesus will appear in the sky and light it up from one end to the other. But first, he says he has to suffer and be rejected. There is a time for glory, but first we suffer and are rejected. If you are if you're in the suffering and rejection part, then rejoice that you get to be like Jesus. Haven't you prayed to be like Jesus? That's what it means. They were looking for a physical kingdom, but Jesus says that's not how the kingdom has come. I do believe in a future physical kingdom, but right now, the kingdom is in us. We submit to a king's rule if we're in the kingdom. Kingdom work is work that happens in submission to the king and brings others into submission to the king. The lepers experienced the kingdom. Their disease submitted to the king. They all submit and obey and head off to show themselves to the priests, what the law requires when you are cleansed of leprosy. They had to take the first steps without seeing the healing. One, when realizing they were truly healed, comes back to say thanks. He was a Samaritan. God's truth and salvation are for everyone. Acknowledge the Lord in all your ways. Give thanks in all circumstances. Recognize all his gifts and praise him. We give thanks. We don't expect thanks. We don't serve God for a thank you. We don't serve the church for a thank you. Rejection is something the believer gets, even when serving others. Don't expect the thanks. Don't work for the thanks or refuse to serve when you aren't thanked. You are the unworthy servant. Recognize you've only done your duty. That's Luke 17:10. I have repeated that to myself many times.